It's not that we lack that bazaar mindset. We do have it. We do have the bazaar mindset when we are developing the software. But when it comes to
side screen problem.
as we saw yesterday, we don't lack in resources. We have enough resources. The resources which has any value in the discussion that we are having is software. We have good quality software. It is not that we don't have good quality software. There is good quality software available there. What is required is, there is a need for us to take the software to the society. That is the crucial task which the community has to take up now. For long, more than 20 years, we have spent our energies in building this domain, building the value. It has now reached the crucial stage that we should start giving that value which we have gathered to the common man, which was our original intention. What I am saying is, FOSS, which is right now there as a cathedral, staying in the ivory tower, now people should take the resources from there and give it to common man. Or in other words, I am leading towards a maverick marketing personnel who is absolutely required today for FOSS. We have had ideologues of high caliber. RMS. We have had a great technical leader, Linus Torvalds. Now it's time that we get a maverick marketing man who can sell the idea of FOSS to common. But then the requirement here is that marketing man should also be an ideologue and a technical man. If he does not understand the ideology of FOSS, if he does not understand the technical foundations of FOSS, he can't market FOSS correctly. Who will that man be? Is the question I am asking today. Who will be that guy? Who will be the ideal brand ambassador to FOSS? Who can sell the idea of FOSS to the entire world? Make it relevant for the present day. Anything, if you want to market it, it should attract people of the present times. They should feel that this product will solve my day-to-day problems and will give something more to me. Only then people will go ahead and buy it, whether it's idea or a product. So in looking for a brand ambassador for FOSS who can appeal to everyone, I have a person, any guess, or any person you think would be the ideal brand ambassador for FOSS in present times. He can be our brand ambassador.
Shahrukh Khan?
Who can be the brand ambassador for FOSS? Typical business person. We have a market, we have an idea, we have to sell the idea to the masses. Who should be our brand ambassador? From the day I had conceptualized the idea of offering this course, it is way back in 2006 or so, I have been thinking about one person who should be an ideal person to carry forward the idea and to connect to all the people would be the man without any labels of being demigod and other things. Not Mahatma Gandhi, but the person Mohandas Karamchand. I think in India the ultimate question to be asked regarding anything, whether it's a policy matter or anything in India, the ultimate question to be asked is, would Gandhiji accept this or not? While taking the policy decision, I think if the parliament asks the question, okay, we are making this law, would Gandhi allow it to happen? I think that is the ultimate question to be asked in India. If the answer is yes, then we can fearlessly go ahead and implement that law. I think the question of force also has to be casted in this way. The question I am asking is, would Gandhi give a thumbs up for force or not? And somehow I have the gut feeling that Gandhi would have wholeheartedly supported the idea of force for various reasons, which probably will sketch out. But for me, bringing back the legacy of Gandhi into this force movement is very essential, at least for today. Present times in which we are living makes it necessary for us to invoke the name of Gandhi. Because he was the only man before him, after him, as I keep saying, to whom we can look up to. There are no other role models for us today in the present society. And he has a unique distinction of being able to communicate to the people of this country in a very effective manner. I mean, imagine the situation when he entered into our country. That we were fighting for freedom struggle from a long time was well known. But there were extreme ideas which existed at that time. Few people thought they will win freedom through spilling blood. Few people thought they will fight the political battle. There were all sorts of ideas which were being promoted. And there was no middle path. One party would not listen to other. We needed a man who would come, take everyone together and take us towards that common cause. He did that. And how did he do that? He did that in his own way. Today, we have this very simplistic notion of Gandhi, which people give us when we are young. When we are young, in this country, people make us study Gandhi in a very different way. They make us believe that Gandhi was the guy who was having a stick in his hand, and there were Britishers. Gandhi said, go, 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 British, and all of them. All of kindergarten rhymes kind of thing. That is the popular perception of Gandhi which people have. But after we grow up, I think it is essential for us to understand what really happened during that time. How was Gandhi able to do that thing which no one else was able to do? How could he do that? He did that in a very unique way. He found that the solution for the present problem lies in our past. The one thing he did was, he tried to evoke our glorious past. In Kannada there is a word, I don't know the equivalent word for that in English. In Kannada there is a word called Vismruti. It's a very nice word. Vismruti. Vismruti means temporary temporary amnesia. That is temporary amnesia. Vismriti. Indian society time and again suffers from this problem. Temporary amnesia. Overwhelmed by the powers which was exhibited during that time by the British. Indian citizenry in general forgot how they were living before British came in. Started thinking that everything which British gave us was inevitable. Can we live without X, Y, Z? People don't know, it is impossible. Gandhi came during that time and said, see, we were living before these guys came also, and we were living well off. Though the parameters to measure these things may differ, but still we were in our own way. For long, India was considered to be the ultimate home for anything related to this thing called as knowledge. If you wanted to learn something, the only place you had to come to look at any part of the world. All the people from every part of the world at some point of time have come to India, learned their things here, and then they have gone out and spread this here. A country which prided itself as being the home of knowledge, at a point of time during the late 17th and early 18th century, forgot the entire glory. And when the Britishers came and started to evaluate us on the parameters which they thought was the ultimate one, and then they started introducing all their thought process on us, Indian society really accepted it. This was the time when Gandhi came. He had to answer a very crucial question, which is relevant for me. Gandhi had to answer, see, Gandhi was at that time promoting everything which was homemade. Swadeshi, as you would say. The idea for prosperity according to Gandhi was this. Every town or every community of people should produce those things which the community requires. That means a community as such should be self-sufficient regarding its needs. And communities should interact with each other in such a way that there is complete harmony between them. He visualized India as this group of well-knit communities which are self-dependent on each other. In a sense, Gandhi understood the basic principle of software engineering much before him. High cohesion, less company. How should communities be? Closely knit communities. High cohesion, we say in technical language. Coupling is unavoidable. It should be there, but loose coupling. In the sense, the give and take between communities should be as minimum as possible, not completely avoidable. This was the recipe he gave for the future of India. In this conversation, there is no place for things which come from outside. What happened, what was happening at that particular point of time is India was flooded with lots of foreign things. The last 25 years of 19th century, India faced severe food crisis, food grain crisis. And the statistics say that around 15 million people died because there was simply no food to eat. The last 25 years of 19th century, 50 million people of India died. One person who analyzed why did this happen was an economist called as Romesh Datta. He has written an excellent book called as Economic History of India. It comes in 2 volumes. If you have not read that book, it's right time to read that. history of India in early British rule. He analyzed the reasons on why suddenly India has had to face this situation. He analyzed the whole situation economically, which is important for us. Why suddenly people had to? That was not the thing which happened in India. It happened because of the unique economic arrangement which British gave to it. Earlier, the first major thing which happened to India, the first onslaught on Indian economy was, as many of you may know by now, was our onslaught on our local manufacturing of clothes, weaving industry. British, through playing with politics, made it difficult for Indian peoples to survive. India was simply a country which was giving them the raw materials, the cotton. The clothes would be manufactured in Manchester. Ready clothes would come to India, which would provide them with a market. This was the first onslaught. This continued further with introduction of modern machinery. Now, here comes the man who had to answer this question. Does India need machinery or not? There was already railways, remember. Machines and factories were being established in India. India was about to get independence. What should India do after getting independence? Where will we get money from was the question. Now Gandhi had to answer this question. Should we accept machinery? We can generalize this question as, does a society require technology in the way which is given to us today? Or how should we accept technology? Gandhi answered this question in a curious manner. That he was against machinery was known well. But he made an exception to few things. He made exception to sewing machines, Singer brand sewing machines. He said that somehow we need. Printing press he gave an exception. Because he said because of printing press the knowledge is being disseminated. He gave an exception. Then people started asking, if you start giving exceptions to one to other, where should we end? Gandhi's foremost disciple, Jawaharlal Nehru, understood this in a very different way. And India moved forward in that direction according to Jawaharlal Nehru's vision later. Whether India needs machinery or not, that was the question. There was no way India could say no to machinery, because if we said no to machinery, what would happen? I mean, there would be no way we could manufacture those things to which people were already addicted to. And if you were not manufacturing them, there would be countries who would be ready to sell their products to us. That would be even more dangerous. Therefore, there was a need for us to go for industrialization, but not in the way in which Western countries were doing.